Orlando's Freefall, standing along a bustling street in the tourist district, proudly claims to be the world's tallest drop tower, according to Fox 35. Accommodating 30 riders at full capacity, this colossal structure takes passengers to the top, tilts them forward, and then plunges them down 400 feet at speeds reaching 75 miles per hour. On the fateful evening of March 24, 2023, tragedy unfolded at Icon Park for 14-year-old Tyre Sampson from Missouri. Witnesses reported that around 11 p.m., Tyre fell from the Orlando Freefall, recognized as the world's tallest freestanding drop tower. Despite immediate transportation to the hospital, Tyre succumbed to his injuries. The ride, described as an exhilarating experience, took a horrifying turn as Tyre, visibly frightened, fell during the descent. A brief pause at a formidable height was followed by a sudden free fall, lasting only seconds before magnetic brakes engaged. Upon the ride's return to the ground, the seat once occupied by the distressed teenager was eerily empty, triggering panic among other guests as the gravity of the situation became apparent. A park visitor captured the incident on video, and the footage quickly circulated on social media platforms. Drop towers hold the classification of super rides, representing the pinnacle of amusement park attractions globally, a magnet for thrill seekers and adrenaline enthusiasts. These rides promise an excitement level unmatched by ordinary joyrides. However, alongside the thrill, super rides come with inherent risks for riders, often walking a fine line between excitement and potential danger. At Icon Park on International Drive in Orlando, Florida, the Freefall Tower has stood out as one of the most popular attractions since its grand opening in December 2021. Soaring to a height of 430 feet, 130 meters, the ride takes passengers to the top, where seats tilt forward by 30 degrees before hurtling nearly 400 feet, 120 meters towards the ground. During this descent, riders experience a breathtaking speed of 75 miles per hour, 120 kilometers per hour. Manufactured by the renowned Austrian amusement ride company, Funtime Rides, the operation of the Orlando Freefall was overseen by the Slingshot Group. Notably, there have been 2 additional incidents involving Slingshot's rides. In September 2020, a maintenance worker tragically fell from Icon Park's Orlando Starflyer. Several months later, in March 2021, a cable snapped on the Slingshot ride at Old Town in Kissimmee, with suspicion pointing towards operator error. On March 24, 2022, when Tyre Sampson decided to experience the drop tower, it had been operational for only 3 months, emerging as the latest attraction at the park. Eager to join the excitement, Tyre, known as Tick among friends, was a commendable 14-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri, visiting Orlando for a football program. As a promising talent with aspirations for a career in the sport, Tyre, like any other kid his age, sought enjoyment through playing football and having fun. Icon Park, with its enticing offerings, appeared to be the ideal destination. However, Tyre encountered a hurdle that hindered his enjoyment during the visit. Standing at an impressive 6.5 inches, 195 centimeters, and weighing 340 pounds, 154 kilograms, he was deemed too large for certain rides, including the giant Slingshot, a popular attraction at the park. Undeterred, Tyre, determined to experience one of the super rides, tried his luck at the drop tower around 11:30 p.m. To his surprise, he was granted access to one of the 30 seats available, accompanied by a friend. Given his stature, Tyre felt discomfort in his seat as the vehicle ascended to a height of 430 feet above the ground. Upon reaching the summit and being unhooked, the ride initiated its free fall. Approximately 5 seconds and 400 feet later, the descent began to decelerate under the influence of magnetic forces. Unfortunately, at this significant height, Tyre slipped out of his seat, plummeting to the ground. The park crew rushed to the scene, but their efforts were futile. Almost immediately, a local 911 operator received a distressing call from a witness, reporting that someone had fallen off a ride at Icon Park. Swiftly, paramedics arrived, rushing Tyre Sampson to the hospital. Yet tragically, it was too late. Tyre succumbed to his injuries. It is worth mentioning that every seat at the drop tower is equipped with a proximity sensor that detects if the restraint is in the correct position and locked. A green light above the seat turns on only when the sensor detects the restraint. Before the tower first opened in December 2021, officials inspected the ride and found no defects on any of the systems included. Since it was a brand new ride, the following inspection was scheduled for 6 months, that is, June 2022, 3 months after the tragedy. To understand what factors contributed to the accident, particular attention has been paid to the ride's operating manual and the listed requirements for riders in particular. It states a maximum weight limit of 286 pounds, 130 kilograms. Late Tyre Sampson, as previously mentioned, was a robust individual, weighing 340 pounds, 154 kilograms, exceeding the specified limit by about 50 pounds. The manual for the drop tower provides explicit instructions to operators, emphasizing the need for caution when assessing whether large guests can comfortably fit into the seats. Operators are instructed to ensure that guests conform to the contours of the seat and that the bracket fits securely. The manual unequivocally states that if these criteria are not met, the person should not be allowed to ride. This cautionary directive is in place for a crucial and evident reason. As the ride enters the free fall phase, guests are subjected to intense G-forces that exert upward pressure, potentially lifting them out of their seats. In this context, a properly closed shoulder restraint becomes indispensable for ensuring the safety of riders. The guidelines set forth in the manual underscore the critical importance of adhering to weight limits and proper seating configurations to mitigate the risks associated with the forces experienced during the descent. Following the tragic incident, experts in amusement ride safety have voiced serious concerns, highlighting a potential design flaw in the drop tower. They specifically point out the absence of seatbelts that connect the shoulder restraint, in addition to the over-the-shoulder harnesses. Despite these concerns, Funtime Rides, the company responsible for the ride, staunchly defended its safety measures. They referred to a safety certification that attested to the adequacy of the restraint system in place. Funtime Rides argued that the system incorporated 2 independent locking devices, and meticulous monitoring of the shoulder restraints was conducted. According to the company, these features negated the necessity for additional safety measures, such as seatbelts. They asserted that the seat and restraint system not only met but surpassed the mandated safety standards. Following the incident, Icon Park took decisive action by demanding that the Slingshot Group, responsible for operating the rides, close all of its attractions in the park, including the Slingshot. These closures would remain in effect until a comprehensive joint investigation involving the Orange County Sheriff's Office and the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services was completed. The primary objective of this investigation was to ascertain whether the tragedy resulted from design flaws, operator error, or other potential shortcomings. The outcome would not alleviate the profound grief caused by the untimely death of Tyre Sampson, a vibrant young man who simply sought to enjoy a thrilling ride.